Hey guys, it's Bianca and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be filming a very exciting, well for me anyway, video for you guys today. So a brand called CeeMee, they are based in South Africa. I believe all their products are made here locally as well. A lady by the name of Rita kindly brought her attention to me and said we would like to send you some products to test out, and I was like, thank you, I will gladly accept. So I have gotten the CeeMee Vanilla Silky Liquid Foundation. This packaging is very lax, and I'm very excited to test it out. On the website it says it retails for 280 Rand, which is not bad for a foundation. It's a lot cheaper than your usual prices such as MAC, Estee Lauder, all those brands. I wouldn't necessarily categorize this as drugstore, but it's still under that kind of benchmark for an affordable foundation. So I will link all their details down below, including their website, and I also have a sneaky discount code for you guys as well, and the code is my name. So BIANCA is your code to get, I think it's 15% off your order. So without further ado, let's dip into this foundation. So the packaging is very heavy. It is a frosted glass bottle. I really enjoy this packaging. It's very sleek. It's very simplistic. I love simplistic brands and I love the simplistic design as well. So you get 30 mils, which is 1 fluid ounce, which is a standard foundation size and amount. So I got it in the shade 04. I was a bit confused which foundation shade to choose from, because obviously I don't think there is a physical store, and they're based in Joburg, so I couldn't really see which is my shade. Usually when I buy stuff online I usually go for the lightest, but I was a bit unsure. So I emailed her and I said, look, I am a yellow to neutral undertone, which foundation do you recommend? And she said I should get 04. So I'm hoping this does match me, and if it's a really amazing foundation, I'm going to go. If it doesn't match me, I'm going to go ahead and buy another one, maybe the second to lightest, because the undertone, she has pink, neutral and yellow. And then when I did swatch this on my hand when I first received it this morning, it was a bit yellow. So I'm hoping that obviously when you spread it out it's a lot less yellow. I am a bit darker on my chest though, not my neck. I don't tan my neck for some reason, because I don't lie like that. So I'm excited to test it out for you guys. So on one side I'm going to use a beauty blender. I would appreciate if you didn't truck while I'm doing my video. And there's an airplane in the sky as well. So on one side of my face I'm going to do a beauty blender, and then on the other side I'm going to use a brush. So I'm not going to prime my face today because I want to see how this foundation performs on bare skin. I do have a light moisturizer on though, so it doesn't say whether it's matte or dewy. It just says it is a liquid foundation. So on the website I had a squiz and I said it is medium coverage, very lightweight, and yeah, so let's jump into it. So it comes in a pump, thank God. This is what the pump looks like. Very sleek packaging. I love the design. I like that it's smaller. If you look at my other foundations that I have, my MAC one is quite large in comparison, and then my LA Girl Pro Matte is just abnormally long. So I'm going to put some on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to put one pump for now. So this is what it looks like. It's very thick. It's not like very liquidy in comparison to my other foundations, but it does look a bit yellow. So let's start with this side. Just going to dot it all over my face. I'm really hoping that this is amazing. And by the way guys, the smell, it smells like like a body lotion. It smells so good. All of my other foundations smell like, I don't know how to describe it. It smells like paint. Okay, so for the foundation brush, I'm going to be taking the Real Techniques Ultimate Buffing Brush, and I'm just going to start buffing this into my skin. It smells heavenly. Okay, so the finish is looking a bit dewy. I'm wondering if it's going to dry down, but it does feel very nice on the skin. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all. It's not covering a whole lot, but I'm going to go in with a second coat once we've done the beauty blender side. This is a very, very natural sheer foundation, it looks like. So it could be great for maybe winter or a light wash of color just to even out your skin tone during summer. I am oily skinned, so I'm going to be wearing this foundation throughout the day and then we'll see how it wears. With regards to color match, I think it matches my tan, like my shoulders, but it definitely doesn't match my neck. So if I do eventually self tan again, I'll have to include my neck in this equation. I don't, however, think it's bad, but this is only one coat. Okay, I'm going to take another pump and put it on the back of my hand. I'm also hoping it doesn't oxidize, because if it goes any darker, it will probably be a problem. So just dotting it all over my face like the other side. So my skin is going a bit crazy. I've tried to, if you guys don't know, I'm pescatarian, but I'm trying to do like an experiment with my skin to see what triggers it. And I think it might be chicken. Also, I'm on my period at the moment, so it doesn't help, but anyway. Okay, so I feel like I definitely get a lot more fuller coverage with a brush. I think this sponge in particular just soaks up too much of the product. So yeah, I definitely prefer a brush. I also don't get any brush streaks with this either. But it's a very, very nice fresh foundation, I will say that. It's not, I wouldn't compare it to my Essence Fresh and Fit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so I definitely prefer the brush side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 more pumps to the back of my hand. That's what 2 pumps looks like. And I'm going to apply that with a brush this time, just to get the more fuller coverage that I want in my personal preference. If you like light coverage, I would suggest that this would be good for you. If you like good coverage, like a medium to full like me because of my scarring, I would probably try and layer up. But that being said, I don't always wear full coverage foundation on a day-to-day basis. So if I'm just going to like the shops or whatever, I tend to pick a light coverage. Oh my god, all the time. Okay, I'm just going to buff this in again. See the better coverage I get with the brush? So much better. Just going to put some down my neck as well. Then I'm just going to buff it in with a sponge. Okay, so you definitely get a little bit more coverage with a second layer. Also adding with the brush, it helps with the coverage as well. But overall, it looks really, really beautiful on the skin. I don't think that it matches me at all with a second coat. So I'll probably have to mix it in with another foundation. So the next time I try it again, I'll probably mix it in with maybe my either my MAC, which is very light, or my Elegirl. So this is, I mean, it's obviously not her fault. But it's good to know because I can add this to my kit, or I can use it in conjunction with another one and see how that works as well. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like. Definitely not a matte foundation. It's more of a dewy finish, which I don't mind. I don't mind dewy finishes. It feels very nice on the skin. I can't complain about the feeling at all. I don't mind the light to medium coverage. With a second coat, it still looks beautiful on the skin and it doesn't look cakey at all. Sometimes when you put 2 or more layers, it just looks like a hot mess. But this is looking beautiful. Apart from the color match, like you guys can see. That is not a match at all. But it's fine. Okay, so I just have an itch and I'm trying to scratch it with a brush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my face with a powder, but first I'm going to do concealer. So I'm hoping the concealer will break up the orangeness that it looks on me. Okay, I'm just going to take some Catrice concealer and I'm just going to pop that underneath my eyeballs. I'm just going to use my Eco Tools to blend that out. Okay, so the concealer is blending very, very well over this foundation. That's always a good sign to know that your foundations work in conjunction with other products, because there's honestly nothing worse than buying a product that doesn't work with any other products that you own. It's always a bummer. So I'm just going to take the excess on my sponge and blend that in my forehead. And on my chin. Looks beautiful on top of this. Okay, so that's what the foundation looks like with my concealer. I don't think the concealer looks, I shouldn't have put it on my forehead. I maybe just blend it a bit more, because they're two very different undertones. The Catrice concealer is in the shade Porcelain, but it's very, very neutral. I lean more towards neutral on my skin tone just because neutral kind of matches everything, and I perceive myself to be kind of like olive more than yellow, but yellow still does work on my skin. I'm just going to set that down with my Essence Banana Powder. And then I'm also going to use it to set the rest of my face as well. Oh my god, I keep on having an itch there. My sinuses have been shocking today because it's actually cooler weather, thank god. My forehead as well. And then the rest of my face in conjunction. Okay. So my face is very matte now, which I'm happy about, because it is summer, but even though it's a bit cooler today, I do prefer having a matte foundation in the summer, so I'm probably going to dip into that foundation a lot more in the winter when my skin is a lot drier. Okay, let's move on to the face makeup. I'm just going to have my Benefit Trio that I love so much, and then we're going to see how other face products perform on the skin. So I'm just going to be taking my Hoola bronzer from this bad boy. CeeMee also did send me a, she also does skincare as well as brushes and perfumes, and she sent me a green clay mask, which I'm excited to try out as well. Okay, So the powder products blend over it beautifully as well. I would suggest setting it down though. If it is a dewy foundation, you should always set the areas where you're going to be applying powder just as like a, just so that your foundation doesn't react with the powder. Then I'm going to be taking the California blush and I'm going to apply that to my face. I'm just going to back some of it away. Sponge. Then I'm going to apply some highlighter. I'm going to be taking this fan brush from Real Techniques. I got a new brush collection from them the other day and I'm so excited to test it out. I know they'll be exactly the same as the other ones, but it's always nice to play around with new ones. This fan brush is a lot denser than the other ones I've tried, so that's nice. Some fan brushes are so flimsy it doesn't even add any of the product onto it. So all the other products applied really nicely on top. I have no problems with how they performed on top of each other. My eye area is looking great, my forehead's looking really nice. It's not clinging to any patches at all. Literally my only concern, like my major concern, is the color. Because that's the only thing that's like, that you can't like fix immediately per se. Like with coverage you can add another layer without altering like the formula or the color, but it looks like to make this work 100% for me, because I love making products work for me. If I don't like something, I usually go back and I test it out again, I change, I add stuff. I'm going to try and blend it more down my neck so when I take photos I don't look like an Oompa Loompa, but if I do really love this foundation at like the end of the day, what I will do is I'll probably go ahead and buy a lighter one, if I like it though. Well, what I'll do is I'll use it in conjunction with another foundation, and if it works then I'll use it with another foundation. If it doesn't work then I'll go ahead and buy another one in a different shade. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and film another video. I'm going to be testing out the L'Oreal Party Animal palette, which I'm super excited to be testing out. I'm going to go ahead and film another video and then I'll do check-ins throughout the day. So when I come back I'll probably have like crazy eyeshadow on when I get back. So hang tight, I'll let you guys know and I'll do check-ins throughout the day and I'll see you guys a bit later. Okay guys, so I think it's just gone after 2 o'clock. Where's my phone? Yeah, it's now 25 minutes past 2. I've had it on since about 11 o'clock. So my thoughts so far is it hasn't oxidized at all. It stayed pretty much that same color. I have broken out in a little bit of oil, but that's normal because I do have oily skin. But so far I'm really impressed with how it's looking on my skin. Touching my face, I don't get a lot of transfer, but I'm still loving the finish. Like, it doesn't make me look completely matte or very oily, bearing in mind it's only been like 3 hours. But this is a good sign so far, because usually with most of my dewy foundations I usually break out in oil within like 2 hours. So this is good. Remember, bearing in mind I didn't set it with any like setting spray or anything. I only gently set my face with some powder. But other than that, I'm very impressed so far. What I am going to do is I am going out on Sunday, so I'm going to try and see if I can make it work for the very hot days. So I'm going to prime with a mattifying primer, set the face, and then also set it with a setting spray to see how it wears on Sunday. And then what I also might do is test it out again, mixing it in with a different foundation to see if I can get it like to match my neck, because it does match my tan. Like, you can see it matches my arms, but it doesn't match my neck. So I'd have to put foundation all the way down here, and in this Durban heat it's going to get all over my clothes my necklace or any jewelry I'm wearing. So anyway, enough rambling. It hasn't settled into my laugh lines at all, which is very, very, very rare for a foundation. My MAC does it, my Essence does it, every single foundation I've ever tried has gotten in my smile lines, except for this one. My frown lines are quite prominent, so it has quite a few times has left a little bit of an indent, but I just pass it over with a blender and then it's fine. Other than that, I'm very impressed so far, and I will check in with you guys probably when I take it off much later on. I'm gonna see how long I can have this foundation on for and how it looks. So I'll see you guys in my next checkup. Hey guys, so I'm back. It is now 5:45. So I've had the foundation on for like more than 7 hours. So I'm very, very shiny at the moment, as expected. Yeah, just very, very shiny. It still looks pretty much the same when I last checked off, like with regards to how it looks and how it feels. It did start to feel just a tiny bit heavy, but that was probably because of my oil pushing through. But I still feel like it hasn't oxidized, and now that my skin is very, very oily, obviously because it's my skin and my skin is oily, a little bit does come off my fingers. Other than that, I'm very impressed with how it wore for a dewy foundation, even though I didn't like prime with a mattifying primer or even use a mattifying setting spray. I'm still kind of impressed with how it actually turned out and how long it lasted on my skin. And the only real problem areas that I have experienced with the foundation is just where it cakes on the side of my nose. It still hasn't settled into my laugh lines at all. I had a huge burger and there's no laugh lines. Like, that's the first time it's ever happened to me. But so far, I'm very impressed with the foundation. I actually think I'm going to leave this video here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to update you guys the more I play around with the foundation. And for now, I really, really like this foundation. I would absolutely repurchase this again. It definitely is a beautiful foundation. I'll just need to work on matching it to my skin, obviously, and then priming and moisturizing and setting according to like the day I'm gonna have. So if I know it's summer and it's going to be hot, I'm definitely going to work on mattifying my skin a lot more than I did today. Today I just wanted to test out completely on its own and see how it performs. But at the end of the day, super recommend this foundation if you're looking for a long-lasting dewy foundation. For my matte and oily lovers, well, not oily lovers, but my matte girls, I will definitely let you guys know how it wears once I've used all my mattifying stuff. Highly recommend for people with dry skin. Even on the dry patches on my skin, it didn't cling to any kind of patches. I have a few spots that are like dried up from the benzoate that I treated it with, and it did not cling to those dry patches at all. Other than that, thank you so much for sending this to me. If you are watching this, Rita, I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video, and keep a lookout on my Instagram for any updates on the foundation and how it wears when I do all these different tricks. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.